Welcome to Apache Kafka mini series. In the first episode, we will learn about what Kafka actually is, and then we will learn what are the core concepts Kafka includes and what are the fundamentals that you people need to know before running Kafka cluster on your local. So, a brief introduction about Kafka. So, Kafka is an open source distributed event streaming platform which is used to collect, process, and integrate data at scale. All right. So when I say it is distributed, it means it involves multiple systems. So it is kind of when you set up Kafka on a local, either in the production, you need to have a multiple machine so that it can process the data uh, in a distributed fashion. Before we start, we need to understand what an event is. So event is any type of an action, incident, or a change that can be identified or is identified by a software or an applications. For example, a payment or a website click, temperature reading by any IoT device, or in a simpler way, any transactions that happen to database. Either you modify some of your records or you change your records. So that again is a type of an event. So if I go further away, so what are the traditional problems that previously this data kind of a thing has? So if I need to now if I want to store these events in a databases, or if I want to uh, transfer such information to other systems, if I am establishing some of the data pipelines directly, then there are some problems which are like which are very complex to solve, such as if in case of any system, if your system gets broken up, then your data is lost some way. So now to tackle this, we have a Kafka established. So it is a kind of a messaging system. So on the one side, you have a event producers. On the right hand side, you have a event consumers. So whenever your data is getting produced, it is going into the messaging system. You're directly sending data to the messaging system, and this data is getting consumed by the consumers. So now what you need to do before sending the data, all you need to know is to which server you are sending your data into, and again which topic basically, or what kind of information you are sending, so that it would be easier for the consumers to identify that, okay, I need to get data from this kind of a topic. So if I go to or if I see as a very minimalistic version of Kafka ecosystem, so you have a producers which produce the messages. On the right hand side, you have a consumers which consume the messages. You're sending your messages to the different brokers. Brokers are nothing but your machines. Either you can have these machines hosted on AWS, or you can have these machines, on your on-prem. But again, you're sending data into your these machines which are distributed, and your Zookeeper server is maintaining the records basically. So whatever data you're sending into the different brokers, Zookeeper is maintaining a note of that. So in a nutshell, when you say we have a Kafka cluster, it means you have a multiple machines that are acting as a brokers. You have a Zookeeper that is tracking all the data, and the producers are sending continuously messages to the brokers, and your consumers are pooling the messages. So producers, consumers, broker, and a Zookeeper server. So now, when you're trying to send the data, the first thing that you need to know is what is the logical representation that you're giving to your data. So when I say I am sending customer related data to Kafka, then it means I'll be naming that logical information as my topic. Okay, so I'll send my data to a particular topic, and then I'll define that what is the broker address that I have, or bootstrap server address that I have. Is as simple as that. And when you're sending your data to a topic, the data is again divided into multiple partitions, and it depends what is the kind of how many partitions you want in your data. And again, these partitions are now distributed across all your brokers. So when I say I have a 3 different brokers and I'm sending my messages to a topic, that topic has 3 partitions, it means those 3 partitions are evenly distributed among these 3 brokers. Whenever you're sending into data, your Zookeeper or your broker will identify that, okay, to which broker your data should go, and then the broker will receive the data. When you're pooling the message, again the consumers will pool data from the multiple brokers. So this is a quick introduction of Kafka. Again, we have a similar definition of a broker. Broker is nothing but a kind of a machine which is directly getting the data from the producers. Then together these brokers and a zookeeper, they make a cluster. So we call it as a Kafka cluster, and zookeeper works as a central configuration and management. And if I go to a core concepts of Kafka, so on one hand side you are producing the messages, on the right hand side you are consuming the messages, and in between you are managing all those things. So in the next session we will learn how to set up Kafka locally. I'll be demonstrating you how to set up the zookeeper server, how to set up a Kafka server or a Kafka broker, and I'll be giving you a certain set of instructions in terms of text file so that you people can easily execute those commands on your local. Thank you very much. Stay tuned.